Hi, Karen Hill here. We've just got through Thanksgiving and it's soon to be Christmas, followed by New Year's. Probably the worst time of the year, in all honesty, for widows. And a lot of my clients or women that I see that are widows, their biggest question is, how do I get through the holidays? There's unfortunately not one answer. The majority of people, and maybe this is true for you, find that Christmas is probably the hardest. And the anticipation of the day is sometimes even harder. I know when I first became a widow, my first year, I couldn't do it. I had to avoid it at all costs. I went away by myself, just took a drive, and the tears don't stop because you're remembering everything, all the good, all the fun, all of the time together, all the traditions, everything, and nothing is the same. Nothing will ever be the same for you with those memories. And the hole in your heart feels bigger on Christmas. Thanksgiving, yes. New Year's, yes. Valentine's Day, yes. But for some reason, for most people, Christmas, or if you're Jewish or another faith, whatever the celebrated holiday is that you shared together, that you won't be able to share the same way again ever, is the hardest. And it really is just a matter of getting through the day. There's nothing wrong with staying in bed and crying. There's nothing wrong with going for a walk. There's nothing wrong with being with family. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind. If you think you're going to join in on whatever family or tradition, holiday, party festivities that have been planned and you're invited to, and you said yes, and the day shows up and you just can't do it, give yourself some grace, because it's the hardest. Yes, being a widow does get easier. I'm 9 years out, I guess you want to say. This will be my 9th Christmas without my husband. And some years are better than others, but the first ones, I don't want to set expectations, but for most all of my clients, for everybody I've spoken with that asked me, how do I get through the holidays? And then we talk about it afterwards. It's the hardest. Yes, birthdays are hard and things like that. But for some reason, Christmas is just one of the hardest things to get through. So it really is going to be a matter of finding out what works for you. And I know you hear that a lot, there's no right or wrong, do whatever works for you. But again, a lot of times it is that anticipation that really can even make things worse. One of the things that if you get into the crying where you can't stop type thing, there are a few exercises to calm down the nervous system that really do help, just to kind of bring you back to the moment. Breathing exercises more than anything, or grounding. An easy breathing exercise is what the Navy SEALs do to calm their nervous system down when they're in high stress. And when you're crying and you're in that kind of distress that the memories bring, and you can't get out of it. Sometimes just resetting your nervous system, and again, breathing is a very quick and easy way to reset yourself, calm yourself down. And basically, it's called box breathing, what the Navy SEALs do. And it's basically you inhale to the count of 4, you hold to the count of 4, and you exhale to the count of 4. And then you hold again to the count of 4. So just think of like a box. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold it for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, hold it for 4 counts. Just enough to calm your nervous system down. If you get into those crying, what are they called? The uncontrollable type of crying, and you can't calm yourself back down. Another thing to do that helps in the moment is what's called grounding yourself. That's where you get all that anxiety, and your mind just can't shut down, can't shut off, because the anxiety is so high that it's the technique is to look around and notice 5 things that you can see, and actually, a chair, a window, a lamp, 5 things, and then 5, and then 4 things that you can hear. Stop, and you have to be present and listen. I can hear cars, I can hear a bird, I can hear a weed whacker, so 4 things that you can hear. And then next, 3 things that you can touch. I can touch my leg, I can touch my glasses, I can touch the chair. And 2 things that you can smell. I can smell the laundry detergent, actually. I can smell a candle that's burning in the corner over there. And then lastly, 1 thing you can taste. I just had a Diet Coke. I can actually still taste it. But stopping and regrouping, and the 5 things that you can see, the 4 things you can hear, the 3 things that you can touch, the 2 things that you can smell, and the 1 thing that you can taste, if I remember to say that right. But that just kind of resets and gets you back into the moment. And then you can kind of take a breath and think of the happy memories. Try and, at that time, after you've calmed your nervous system down a little bit, really try and think of a happy memory, just if you even have to close your eyes and remember it fully, that be there in the moment. Yeah, it's going to be sad afterwards, but in the moment, have it bring a smile to your face. These are just little tips and tricks to help you get through the day. And it, in all honesty, is getting through the day. The day is the hardest. The anticipation of the day is bad, and you will find your mind wandering and all sorts of triggers of what you used to do. The biggest advice I can give you is to do something different. Whatever that is for you, do something different. I quit putting up a tree. I quit doing the lights. I quit doing all that. But that was good for me. That was right for me. Trying to recapture anything will be the hardest part. So you really do have to start a new tradition for yourself. Include your husband, include your loved one, maybe your wife that passed away. Include them in your new tradition, as far as maybe you write them a letter, and that would be your tradition to them. Maybe you go for a walk and have a talk with them. That actually is quite helpful, because they never go away. They're always there. They're there, and cry. Crying is actually, believe it or not, very healing to your nervous system. It lets out the emotion. Trying to suppress the crying, even if it's possible, that prolongs everything. So crying, I always thought I couldn't cry anymore. I thought there's no way I could, once it finally stopped, I kept thinking there's no way I have this many tears in me. The the one that really got me the worst was the waking up in the morning with my ears wet and not even realizing that I was crying in my sleep. And I would wake up from my head being back and my ears would be full of water, full of tears. But it gets better. It gets easier. The hole does get smaller. And I don't want to even say heals. It never heals over. They will always be with you, but it really does turn into better memories, the good memories, the whatever happened and the loss and the being alone comes to a place where once you know in your heart that they're always with you, they're always there to talk to, they're always there to comfort you. I know, not physically, but they're always there. And that helps. That helps. So, again, most of my clients find that the holidays are the hardest, and there's no sugarcoating it. They are. And knowing that maybe a trick of how to reset your nervous system helps, to do some breathing exercises. Nobody has to know what you're doing. You can count on your fingers if you want, but very subtle. You can be in a group of people and do a breathing exercise. You can be in a group of people and do a grounding exercise. Just a little bit of a tool, as you would, to have in your toolbox of what helps in the moment when your emotions get the better of you. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. The tears will eventually stop, but don't try and hold them back. So I wish you all the best, and I'll be back with more tips, I guess, for being a widow, if that's helpful. And, I really would love to help take you on and through this journey, because it is a journey. You're in the middle of it for most of you right now, or you're at the beginning, but there will be an end, because it will get better. So, okay.